Hi, I'm Mark. This is my January astrology review for Libra Sun sign and Libra rising. We start the month on a very good footing. The first week is quite chilled out. You've got Mercury making a couple of aspects. First one on the 1st is to Neptune. So this is a day when you'll get divine inspiration. You'll get ideas about how you can take your life forward, especially in the daily routines and your daily work. You'll also get an insight into other people as well, especially colleagues at work or your family, whereby you can see what makes them tick and you can see where they're coming from. Then on the 4th, there's another intense day. This is mentally intense because you've got Pluto and Mercury conjunct. This is a kind of aspect where you can get drawn into something very easily because you're passionate about things. So try not to get fixated on one point. It's a good idea as well to discuss things about the home and the future of the home on this day. On the 7th and 8th there's an emphasis on helping other people. On the 7th there's an aspect between Jupiter and Chiron. Jupiter's in your 5th house, so you could be helping children, or you could be teaching someone something that's creative. Then on the other hand, you could be learning from them as well. And then on the 8th, there's an aspect between the Sun and Neptune, whereby you can also be helping someone else. You may have to go that extra mile to help a colleague or a family member who needs a little bit of assistance. On the 9th, Mercury moves into Aquarius, your fellow air sign, which is good news, but he immediately conjuncts Saturn, which isn't so good, because Saturn limits Mercury, pushes him down. So Mercury's able to do detailed work, but he can't see the biggest picture. It's like there's a big cloud on top of him. So this can make you feel a bit under weather and not wanting to communicate too well. But then 2 days later, Mercury aspects Jupiter, so it's the opposite. He's full of life, he's full of energy, he wants to communicate. This is good for organising social things, this is good for getting in touch with friends and talking with friends. Just sort of be careful the day doesn't run away with you, because it's a bit exuberant today. So make sure you don't overlook things and keep concentration. From the 11th onwards, for a whole week, there's going to be several difficult aspects, a lot of square aspects which are challenging. The first one starts on the 11th and lasts for 5 days, and this is where Mars squares Saturn. And when Mars squares Saturn, there's always frustration, there's always delays, because Mars wants to push forward. Mars is now in your 8th house in Taurus, wants to move forward. Last year he had a lot of retrograde, now he wants to push forward, and Saturn is going to hold him back. Saturn limits, Saturn restricts. And it's going to be in your 5th house, so you might not have the creativity coming through that you'd like. There might be a blockage there. You might not be able to socialise and do the things that you want to do because there may be hold-ups and delays. Try not to get frustrated. Sometimes you do come up against a brick wall, but you need to find a way around it, or you need to step back and wait until the aspect weakens, and then you can move forward again. On the 12th of 3 of those squares we're talking about. The first is from Mercury to Uranus. Now this is a difficult one because your plans will be disrupted, so it's no good being too rigid. You need to be more flexible so that you don't get stressed by all the changes that may be going on. It may be difficult with communication as well. You may blurt things out and get yourself into trouble, so be wary of that. The positive side of this aspect is that because Mercury's in Aquarius, you could have some great inventive new ideas that come through. The second aspect is from Venus to Chiron. Now Chiron's in your 7th house relationships, so it's a good time to repair any past quarrels or disputes within relationships. It's a time to build bridges and repair. Then the third aspect is between Neptune and the North Node. The North Node is our spiritual way forward, and this is in your 9th house. So Neptune will help you now to find a way forward. This will be centred around your beliefs or your philosophy. What Neptune will do is he'll dissolve anything that's false or untrue around you, so that you'll be able to see the truth. Then you'll be able to form your own opinion, and you'll be able to move forward with this. On the 13th there's a new moon. The new moon is in Capricorn, but it's in your 4th house, so it centres around the home. The new moon is also conjunct Pluto, so there's a plutonic intensity about this one as well. You need to look at not only the home, but security. Not only physical security, but emotional security as well. It's a good time to check the home, because Pluto rules pipework and plumbing, so it's a good idea to check all the plumbing in the home and make sure it's up to scratch. The other thing you need to look at is your physical security. Is your neighbourhood secure? Are you taking enough precautions? Also your emotional security and your financial security. You need to analyse those as well. It's a good time to set new goals, to plan ahead for the future, and you need to listen to your inner voice and pay attention to what it says, because your inner voice will be able to guide you on this. On the 14th there's an aspect between Jupiter and Uranus, which is very hard to predict the outcome of. This could happen in many ways. It goes for several days. What we need to look at is Jupiter could send you thunderbolts, and this could be good. This could be sudden changes of fortune, and with Uranus being in the 8th house, it could be a change of resources. If you share resources, it could be money coming in from an outside source. On the other side, Uranus in the 8th house of change could bring destructive behaviour. It could cause you to break free from the restrictions that you're probably so fed up with. The thing you need to remember is Jupiter in the 5th house of creativity. We need creative change. You need to be patient so that you can allow this change to happen. Don't be too impatient. We don't want destructive change. This Jupiter aspect to Uranus is around for 8 days, and during that time Mars comes in and has his say as well. He comes to conjunct Uranus, and then a day later he squares Jupiter. So Mars wants to stir the pot up. He wants to prod the hornet's nest. He wants change. He wants to add momentum to this. You've got to be very careful, because you've got to balance this out. Because okay, yes, you need change, but you need to have it in a constructive, positive way. The Mars-Uranus side is apt to bring out sudden, rash behaviour, so you need to temper that down a bit. Make sure you don't do anything that you're going to regret. The Mars-Jupiter side is going to bring a feeling of good fortune. It's almost like you may feel you've got the Midas touch, so everything turns to gold. So there will be opportunities and there will be chances to change, but I emphasise again, this needs to be done in a creative way, not a destructive way. On the 20th, the Sun moves into Aquarius in your 5th house. So this will change the flavour of the month. This will make it a lot more creative. And at some point during the month, the Sun will make a positive aspect to your Sun or your rising sign. So this is going to be a good time. But first of all, you need to sort things out, because on the 23rd, the Sun will make an aspect to Saturn, and this is a time to get all those jobs done, all those tasks done that you've been putting off. Attend to your responsibilities and get everything sorted so you can enjoy the rest of the month. On the 24th, the Sun makes a positive aspect to Chiron. This is in your 7th house, so there's a chance to heal any hurts within relationships or any past disagreements. Then on the 26th, the Sun squares Uranus. This could be another difficult day, but it could be a very positive day. It depends how you use the energies. On the positive side, you could come up with some great new ideas. You could try some new experiences, and this could be good for you. But on the other hand, you could have disturbances, you could have upsets, you could have disagreements and clashes of ego. So be wary of this and try and use the energy positively. Let your spirit come out and experiment and enjoy different experiences, and you might learn something new about yourself. On the 28th, there's a full moon in Leo, your 11th house. The Sun's in your 5th house and conjuncts Jupiter. There's a lot going on. There's 3 other aspects going on as well. So it's a very intriguing day. Interesting to see how it pans out. There seems to be 2 different areas that will be affected. Right, with the Sun contacting Jupiter, there's a strong emphasis on having fun and enjoying yourself, trying different things. But with the full moon in your 11th house, it's drawing the emphasis towards other people. And it's asking you to take note and have a look and see what part you have to play in other people's lives. This is friends, this is colleagues, this is in group situations. You have to look and see what influence you have and what part you play and what you add to their lives, because this is important for your future happiness. Then we have 2 other aspects, and these are quite difficult. We have Mars conjunct the black moon in the 8th house. Now the black moon brings up primal energies with Mars in its house. So the 8th house is to do with life, death, rebirth, regeneration. So there's some serious issues here. And also we have Saturn making an aspect to Chiron in your 7th house. Now this can bring up issues from the past regarding authority figures or a father figure. And these issues could bring up fear, or a fear of failure or not living up to your expectations. Right, there's some good news though. On the 30th, the Sun will shine a light on the Mars black moon conjunction. Now, this can help you, because with the Mars black moon there may be something that comes up from within that you just think, I can't put up with this anymore. I can't be dealing with this anymore, and I have to change things. Well, the Sun's light will show you the truth. However painful it is, you will be able to see the truth, and then you'll be able to make the necessary changes. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.